The Fox News Dominion trial is officially underway in Delaware. It appears to be a go, and this is crack for the media reporters. My God, it's Brian Stelter's Super Bowl. He's so excited. It's the nerd Super Bowl for those people obsessed with Tucker Carlson. I've got some thoughts on this trial. I have to say, I was really hoping it would settle. Unlike the lunatics who just hate Fox News and want to see Dominion emerge with a huge judgment against them. That could happen. It also might not. But I really wanted this to settle because there are some serious First Amendment principles at risk. There are some serious journalistic principles at risk. They are now saying that if Dominion doesn't win, it's a defamation case. Dominion saying Fox defamed them by platforming people like Sidney Powell with her election lies. And they're now saying that if Dominion doesn't win its defamation case, that no one will ever be able to win a defamation case if they are a public figure because of that actual malice standard set out by New York Times versus Sullivan all those years ago. This would be proof that the actual malice standard is just too high to ever overcome, and therefore we need to revisit it. I don't think that's true at all. I think Dominion's got a shot. They've definitely got a shot. That the odds are against them. Know that. They're against Dominion. They are, in most of these defamation cases, brought against a public figure, which Dominion is. And I know they've got all these problematic statements by Fox executives and the Fox News Brain Room, which is the fact-checking center there, saying, this is all bullshit. Sidney Powell's a lunatic. There's absolutely no proof. I mean, they do have all of that in writing, from Rupert to Suzanne Scott, who's the CEO, to other top executives, to producers on all the primetime shows and so on, and even some anchors. But they don't have it, as far as I can tell, and I've read the Dominion papers, for the actual speakers at issue. There is no Maria Bartiromo text saying, this is bullshit and I know it. Now we'd be getting there. You knew it was untrue and you platformed and you didn't push back and you didn't telegraph to the audience there's reason to doubt. Now we're getting there. They don't have that. So anyway, don't believe the mainstream obsession with Fox, those people who hate Fox, that this is a slam dunk for Dominion. It's anything but. This could go their way for sure. It's a Delaware jury. They're not going to, more than likely, it's not going to be a bunch of Fox News lovers. But also don't underestimate the power of celebrity. If Sean Hannity takes the stand, if Tucker Carlson takes the stand, notwithstanding what you may read in the New York Times, they're very charming guys. They actually are. They're self-deprecating. They're funny. They know how to work an audience. And I would expect the jury to wind up really liking those guys. I really do. I think that they will. I think once they see who they are, apart from this caricature painted about them by the mainstream media, by, the Times that writes about Tucker like every week, don't underestimate their power to connect with the jury and convince them that while this was a tough assignment as a journalist, how are they supposed to ignore these claims being made by the president and his lawyers? How are they supposed to go out there and say definitively we know none of it's true? That's what they have to prove. Just as an FYI, the judge gave Dominion a very favorable ruling in the summary judgment phase and said you don't have to prove falsity of these statements. That's already been proven. Fox cannot take the stand and try to claim that you were created by the Venezuelans or all this other nonsense. Like, oh, that's BS and we know it. And you don't have to prove that what they were saying was false. We know it's false. We're going to tell the jury it was false. But you do have to prove that they did it with actual malice. And that means either knowledge of the falsity of the statements or reckless disregard for the truth or the falsity. And then you have to back up your $1.6 billion damages claim, which is another weakness for Dominion. So the actual malice is what it really comes down to. And can you impute the knowledge of one person saying, this is bullshit, to the brain of an anchor sitting on set platforming the claims who doesn't believe it's bullshit? Just one of the many questions here. Mudwater is a coffee alternative with 4 adaptogenic mushrooms and Ayurvedic herbs. With just a fraction of the caffeine that's in a cup of coffee, you're going to get the energy from a cup of coffee without the jitters or the crash. Each ingredient was added for a purpose. Cacao and chai for mood and a hint of caffeine. Lion's mane to support focus. Cinnamon for its antioxidants, and much, much more. Mud is Whole30 approved, 100% USDA organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan, and kosher certified. Mudwater donates monthly to the Berkeley Center for the Science of Psychedelics, as Mudwater believes the country is in a mental health epidemic, and sees psychedelics as useful tools for individuals with depression, PTSD, anxiety, and other mental health problems. Go to mudwater.com, that's spelled mud, WTR.com/Megyn to support the show and use code MEGANMUD for 15% off. Mudwater.com, spelled MUDWTR.com/Megyn, and use that code MEGANMUD for 15% off your order. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.